Everyone, and welcome to the Stephanie Stevens Show. Tonight is my cooking show. I am going to be making chicken parmesan for y'all. And actually, we're not going to be adding that famous mozzarella cheese. We're going to be adding American, just regular old American cheese right out the pack. We're going to see how that tastes with the chicken parmesan. I've seen so much of it on YouTube and all over TikTok, so I thought I would try it with cheddar cheese. So tonight, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Stephanie Stevens Show, and I am going to be making my famous chicken parmesan. Okay, now as you guys know, I have been trying to get this little cooking show off the ground just as a second career, just in case if this drag thing don't work out, I have something to fall back on. So I know there's somebody out there that needs a chef or a cook in their kitchen that pays well. But all right, so now I'm going to start off with, I'm not using chicken breasts for my parmesan. I'm using chicken thighs because those are my favorite. Okay, so we're gonna get started right now with our chicken parmesan. So welcome to the Stephanie Stevens Show and enjoy the show, everybody. Now, I have been soaking my chicken breast in lemon water, salt, and that's it. Lemon water and salt for a little while. I removed all of the skin and most of the fat on it. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how much fat came off of this chicken. Let me show you. Fat and skin came off of these 5 chicken breasts. That's a lot. That's a lot. So we are not going to eat that. We're going to remove that. I'm going to take off the water off my chicken breast. My chicken thighs. For those of you just joining us, I am making chicken parmesan with American cheese. Those are my chicken thighs. My chicken thighs, this is what I am going to be using for my chicken parmesan with the bone in them, because I think the bones keep the chicken with more flavor. Okay, so we're going to dry these off. Not dry them off, pour the water off of those. And then we're going to season these up. We're going to season them up. Some of this. As you can see. Now we have our chicken thighs. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start seasoning let me wash my hands first. Now, first thing we're going to do is we are going to, let me see if I can move the camera so you guys can have a little bit more room of seeing me. Okay? Alrighty. Now, we're going to start now by seasoning our chicken thighs. We're going to take some oregano. Put a generous amount in there. Okay. We're going to take some parsley flakes. We're going to take a little bit of paprika, because we're going to fry these first. So the paprika will give them a good color. Give them a nice color. Then we're going to take a little bit of turmeric. I add turmeric to a lot of things because turmeric takes down inflammation out of your body. And so I always add just a little turmeric to it. And a little onion powder. And I add a lid of seasoning salt. I don't add regular salt, I just add seasoning salt to it and a little garlic salt. Now, that is enough salt. Now, we got all that mixed up. You guys can see. Now we got all that in there. We're gonna just mix that up. Oh, smells good already. See that? Now we're gonna let this sit for a minute. Remember to just wash your hands. Okay. Now, while that is sitting there for a minute, we're going to take our, we're going to get ready for our, we're going to use breadcrumbs. That should be enough. Breadcrumbs, Parmesan cheese, okay. Then we're going to add a little bit of salt to that and pepper. Cracked pepper. I like my food really flavored, really well. So we're going to put a little salt into that. Okay. Now, you can see that. Okay. Then we're going to add a little bit of parsley flakes. And what I like to do is I like to add fresh parsley as well. So I'll just take off a little bit of fresh parsley. A little bit there. And I just cut it up in this. Fresh parsley is amazing. It makes food taste amazing. Now, just stir that around. Now you've got that going. Now, what we're going to do is put this over here. We're going to take an onion and put a little oil in the pan. A little bit of cooking oil in the pan. Like that. You guys see that? I don't think y'all can see that. Let's move that around here. Yeah. So you got a little cooking oil in the pan. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to cut up an onion. We're going to take one onion, cut it up here. You guys can see. Okay. And get the stove on. So we're going to peel this onion. Like I said, thank you guys so much for joining me here on the Stephanie Stevens Show. So, today we are making chicken parmesan. Now I'm going to take this, I'm going to cut it up. Don't cut it up in too small of pieces, the onion. You want the onions to have a little bit of flavor to them. And you want to have a little bit of a bite to your dinner. Okay? So now we have our Parmesan chicken breasts marinating. You have those marinating over there. We're gonna put our onions in here. So that gets hot. Continue to let that marinate. We're going to get our 2 eggs because we want to have an egg wash. No eggshells, no eggshells. I always watch some of the other cooks and they always say no eggshells. So no eggshells. So get those out. Okay. Got those out. Now we're going to whisk that up. Alrighty. So let me put the camera like here. This way you have a little bit idea of what I am doing. Okay. When this is all over, I'll have a cameraman for y'all. Okay. Now we're gonna let our onions saute here. I need some new frying pans. If y'all out there and y'all generous, you got some old frying pans you don't need, send them to me. I would love a cast iron skillet. I want to make some cornbread. So now we got our onions going. Okay. Put a little seasoning salt on those. And a little bit of pepper. You don't need too much because you've already seasoned the breadcrumbs already. So, we're going to get this going here. So thank you guys so much for joining me here on the Stephanie Stevens Show. Tonight I am making chicken parmesan. Okay. And we're going to be using Catelli garlic and onion sauce for the marinara over top of the chicken thighs tonight. Like I said, I'm making chicken thighs instead of using chicken breast or the chicken parmesan. So, should be delicious. And the bone in. I saw this on YouTube, so I like the way she did it, so I'm going to try it. So now I'm just sauteing my onions. We're going to let those wilt down, and then we are going to start with our chicken. And also tonight we're going to be having McCain fries with them, with the Parmesan chicken. So should be quite interesting how this all comes out. I'm doing it not the traditional way. So welcome you guys to the Stephanie Stevens Show. And tonight on the menu is chicken parmesan. I'm using chicken thighs with the bone in. I'm using American cheese on top. And we're going to see how it tastes. And we're using Catelli marinade sauce, onion and garlic. And we're gonna have some McCain fries. So I'm not making everything totally from scratch, but kind of scratch, okay? So we're gonna see. It's gonna be quite delicious actually when I'm done. So these are almost pretty much wilted down. We're gonna give them another minute here. This is how you want them. Just a little bit more. We don't want them to be too hard and crunchy when we're eating them. We want them to be kind of soft with a little bit of a bite. We're going to put a little flour in here with these breadcrumbs. Just all-purpose flour is fine. Just a little is fine. You don't need a whole lot of flour because you got the breadcrumbs. Sometimes I use cornstarch. This depends. Okay. Now my onions are now pretty much wilted. Okay. We'll put those on the side there. Okay. Now, just to make sure. Now we're going to put a little more oil in the pan. Oh, this kitchen is smelling amazing. A little more. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to take our flour and breadcrumbs and mix it all together. You guys can see. Don't turn the stove on too high, just high enough to sort of get things going. My stove says 8, 9, 10, 7, 8, 9, 10, so I usually put it between 8 and 9. So this way the chicken's not cooking too fast, okay? Now, let's put this over here. Now we're going to take our chicken breast and we're going to dip it in our egg wash. Let's put this here. Yeah, so you guys can see. So you see my chicken breast, okay? Now, just dip your chicken breast in the egg wash and then put it in your pan here. I'll do them all one time. This way we don't have to do them one at a time. These are going to be delicious, y'all. Okay. Remember, I'm using chicken thighs. I keep saying chicken breast. I know some of you be like that. He doesn't realize what he's saying. I'm using chicken thighs instead of chicken breast for my chicken parmesan tonight for my dinner. Okay. And this will last me 2 or 3 days because I'm actually on a diet. I removed all of the skin and most of the fat off of this. So, now my grease is getting pretty hot, I can tell. So we'll turn that down a little bit. So this is my chicken breast and the breadcrumbs and flour, all-purpose flour, and parsley flakes, salt, and pepper. Okay? So now I'm just going to dip those in there. Push them down into the mix, into the breadcrumbs and the flour. Like that. me show y'all what I'm doing. Okay. Like that. And like that. Make sure they're coated pretty good. That's what you want. Move them around if you have to so you can get lots of coating on them. Oh yeah, that's much better. Okay. Like I said, thank you guys so much for joining me here on the Stephanie Stevens Show and Pronoun TV. Tonight I am making chicken parmesan with chicken thighs and the bone in. So, now I am going to rinse off my hands here. And then we're going to start cooking our chicken breast. Our chicken thighs. Sorry, everybody. Chicken thighs. I'm just so used to cooking them with chicken breast, and today I saw something on YouTube. Somebody cooked some with the bone in with chicken thighs, and so I'm doing that recipe today. Okay. So first thing we're gonna do is we're going to take. This is what they look like after they're breaded. Okay. Now we're just gonna put them in. Fry them up. And there's a big one there. And we'll take this little one here. You want them to have a nice crust on them. A nice crust on your chicken breast. You want them to have, your chicken thighs. These are chicken thighs with the bone in them. Okay? Now, those are going to be delicious. So, now, we're going to get our McCain fries going. Like I said, we're going to have McCain French fries with them tonight. These were $1 at No Frills, so I thought I'd eat those and try them out and tell you guys what I thought of them. Okay. So let's get them open. McCain fries. Put them on our little sheet here. These are our McCain fries. We're just going to spread them out. And these will cook for about 30 minutes because they're kind of frozen. Okay, these are McCain crispy fries. We're going to get those in the oven so they'll be ready by the time the chicken parmesan is ready. So we got that on 325. Okay, so like I said, thank you guys so much for joining me here on the Stephanie Stevens Show. Tonight I am making chicken parmesan with the bone in the chicken thighs, and I'm using American cheese. I saw someone do this recipe on YouTube and I thought it was amazing, and when she finished it was beautiful, so I wanted to try it and see what it would taste like. So I have my chicken thighs in the skillet now, frying up, and then we're gonna fry those, and then we're gonna put them in the oven afterwards and melt the cheese on top, and then we're gonna do a little taste test for you and see what you guys think. Okay? And you can try this recipe at home anytime. So feel free to experiment experiment. That's what I do. I'm experimenting. I'm experimenting, trying to get this TV show. I'm experimenting, getting to know you guys, and the fact that I am learning so much from so many wonderful cooks and chefs out there just doing your thing. Thank you. Thank you. To Chef Carmen, you're teaching me a lot. To Chef Quan Tran from Vancouver, you're teaching me a lot. I'm watching. And from Miss Brenda Gant, I think that's it, from Alabama, you guys are teaching me a lot about cooking. Even though my mother was a chef at the Holiday Inn for 35 years, and I used to sit on the island in the middle of the house and watch her cook all the time, I learned a lot. So, but your tricks and your little secrets that you do, they help. They make food taste more delicious. So thank you. Thank you. And hopefully one day I'll get to meet y'all. I'm going to try to get some of those cookbooks just as soon as we get out of this pandemic. So, get this chicken turned over. Oh yeah, these chicken thighs are very hearty. You guys know I like hearty food because my mother used to say, I don't want you to be hungry. I don't want you to be hungry. I want you to eat. So she used to cook the food and made it very hearty. You guys can see my chicken thighs. Okay. We're going to get those going there. Then afterwards, we're going to take some frying those. We're going to fry the other two. And then we're going to be pretty much ready to go into the oven after that. We're going to fry up those other two. Like I said, thank you guys so much for joining me here on the Stephanie Stevens Show. I have a lot coming up for you. Coming up on April 23rd. It's a Friday. At 9 o'clock, I will be doing a recreation. You guys ask me so much all the time about who does my makeup for Tina Turner, who does my wigs, all that. I will be teaching you a signature look from what I impersonate Tina Turner, from beginning to end. It'll be a 2-hour event, so you'll see the pages come up on your page. Please share it. So if you ever thought about being a celebrity impersonator and you want to impersonate someone, I'm going to show you how I look as Tina Turner and her signature look and her signature wigs. I'll be doing a 5-week seminar on the events page. I'll be doing one for Janet Jackson, one for Dionne Warwick, one for Patti LaBelle, one for pageants and glamour, and one for just overall day wear. And I will be doing an avant-garde look at the end of the 6 weeks. Okay? So you'll have to check that out. Make sure that these are cooked, because these are pretty thick here. I didn't put a lot of oil. I'll just put a little more oil in there because we need it. So, like I said, thank you guys so much. I usually don't put a lot of oil because I'm trying to lose some weight. So I'm trying to monitor everything, like how I cook, cut my portions down, all of that. So, but tonight we're going to have fabulous chicken parmesan with chicken thighs, the bone in, and American cheese, and McCain fries, okay? Oh, these are going to be very hearty. So after I finish frying these, I'm going to smother them with the onions. This is the way she did it on YouTube. She smothered them with the onions, and then she put the cheese, and then the fresh parsley. It looks delicious. So I decided I would try it this way. At home, my mother would make it actually this way because it's cheaper. When she has three children to take care of, and my father and my brother and sister, four of us to take care of. She made sure that she was economical. So she didn't just go out and blow money on chicken breast. She would 9 times out of 10 either buy the chicken thighs or the chicken legs, the quarters, because they're cheaper. When you have a family to feed, you have to be economically smart. Even when you have a successful business of any kind, you still have to be economical when it comes to feeding the family. All right? So, we're going to let those cook a little bit more. Like I said, thank you guys so much for joining me here on Pronoun TV and the Stephanie Stevens Show. I have a lot of new things coming for you. I have a lot of new game shows from my game show, How Smart Are You? I've added a little bit of a twist to it. Those are coming. Okay? So if you're just joining us, tonight I am making homemade chicken parmesan with chicken thighs with the bone in and American cheese. Y'all can see, coming along nicely. You have to make sure that the chicken, because these are pretty thick, so you want to make sure that the chicken is really cooked. Because you want to make sure that it seals in those juices. You want your chicken parmesan to have those juices sealed in. As I said, I'm going to put some sauteed onions over top. It'll be delicious. Okay. Now, back in the day when my mother, I used to sit on the island in the middle. It wasn't a big island, it was a smaller island. And maybe the size of my kitchen, my little kitchen sink area here. And my mother used to be cooking, and I used to sit up there, and she used to let me lick the cake spoon and all these kinds of things. And I miss you, Mom. And this was something that I look forward to. So I learned a lot from watching my mother in the kitchen. These are now cooked. So we're going to cook those other two. I can always tell when they're cooked because the juice from the inside of the chicken comes out, and it's like it makes the grease pop. That's how I can always tell. So we're going to cook up these last two here for you. Then we're going to get those in the oven. So if you're just now joining us here on the Stephanie Stevens Show, these are my chicken Parmesan thighs that I made with the bone in. Okay, they are already cooked. We're going to wait for the other two to cook. We have our McCain fries in. These were $1 at No Frills. So generally I don't eat a lot of fries, but they were $1, so I thought I'd try them so I could tell my friends, people who love French fries. I'm gonna be honest, I do love the French fries at McDonald's though. I love the French fries at McDonald's with lots of salt and the orange crush. You put a little vodka in the orange crush. It's delicious. I must give McDonald's that. Lots of ice, the crushed ice, the orange crush, and a little bit of vodka. Ooh. And those salty French fries after a late night of dancing and having a good time in the club. There's nothing else better than that orange crush at McDonald's. I'm not promoting it, I'm just saying that it's delicious with a little bit of vodka. Now, so our chicken thighs are halfway done. Those of you just now joining us. Now we're gonna wait for those to get done. Let me just check on the fries. Oh, they're coming along. Now, let me cut up a little bit of parsley to put on this. A little bit of fresh parsley flakes. Because you want to put fresh parsley flakes all over your chicken parmesan when it's done, so it looks good. And parsley gives food a great taste. It does. It gives food a great taste. But I like fresh parsley the most. So you guys see that? That'll go over top. We're almost done here cooking these chicken breasts. Chicken thighs. I've been saying that the whole show, chicken breast, because that's usually what most people cook their chicken parmesan with. But tonight I am using chicken thighs with bone in. I don't know why I keep saying chicken breast, but these are chicken thighs from Food Basics, but the McCain fries are from No Frills. Okay? So we're going to be also using just plain old no name brand sliced thick cheddar cheese to go over top. Okay? So this will be my dinner for tonight. Okay? Y'all see that? Okay? I know some of the chefs out there are probably saying, what is he doing? But, I live alone, and economically, this is what I had in the fridge, and I saw it on YouTube. I typed it in, and this woman was cooking chicken thighs with the bone in, and she made this amazing chicken parmesan out of it. And I thought I was going to try it and see how it is. And then she used this plain old sliced regular processed cheddar cheese over top. Looked amazing, so I'm going to try it. Okay, those are almost done. We can turn that off. You want to make sure that this chicken is cooked well, so there's no blood in the chicken and none of that when you slice into it. Usually I would have put a lid over it, and then that way everything would have cooked faster and it would have been more moist. But since this is my little television show and you guys out there in TV land, you have an attention span like this. So, you want it to be quick and easy. So this is what I'm doing tonight. I'm making a quick and easy chicken parmesan with chicken fries with the bone in, and McCain fries. They were $1 at No Frills. And that will be my dinner tonight right here on the Stephanie Stevens Show and Pronoun TV. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. I'm blessed just for the mere fact of the opportunity of so many of you out there helping me getting this station and this channel moving. So thank you. Now, yep, these are done. Okay. Let's get that down in there. Now, we've got our stove off. There's our chicken thighs with the bone in and for our chicken parmesan. So our next thing we're going to do is we're going to take those sauteed onions that I had here. Let's remove this. There it is. I like things clean, so let's clean these up. Put this stuff away. Now, what we're going to do next is this. We're going to take our onions. Let's move this. Put this here. We're going to take our pan with our chicken. We're going to take our onions and we're going to put them over it like this. Just a little bit on each one. So now you see I put my little onions over this. This is going to be delicious. I can tell already. What I'm going to do next is I have the Catelli onion and garlic marinara sauce. I'm going to use this, but I'm going to add my own stuff to it. Like I'm going to add a little ketchup because I like my food to not have too much of a salt because I want it to have a little bit of a sweet taste. So I'm going to add a little bit of ketchup to it. Okay. And I'm just going to shake that up. And then I'm just going to put that on it, on this chicken. As you guys can see, a little bit here. I know some of y'all are probably saying, this is so ghetto. No, this is the way I do it. I have a small kitchen, and I'm doing everything on my own. I don't have $1 million production yet. Okay. Now, that we have our marinara sauce over our chicken breast. For those of you just joining us, these are my homemade chicken parmesan with chicken thighs with the bone in, sauteed onions, and a host of other seasonings. I'll put the recipe down below for y'all that I saw on Facebook. Okay. Now we're going to take a couple of slices of this cheddar cheese. And we're just going to open these up. I know you're probably saying, all this is processed fat, this and that. But during the pandemic, money is low. Money is low, you guys. Economically, you have to do what you can do. And that's what I do. I'm just doing what I can do. So now I'm going to use 3 slices of this American no-name brand cheddar cheese, just as the lady did on YouTube there. I should just cut it in strips like that. One more piece, one more out. So we're using actually 4 slices of the cheddar cheese on this Parmesan here. Okay. Alright. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to put our fresh parsley right on top. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to melt this in the oven with these McCain fries. We're going to give that a few minutes. And while then, I will just chat with you guys. So give me about 5 minutes and we'll be ready to eat. We'll dish it up, see what it tastes like. I'll tell you guys my thoughts on it, and if it's delicious. Okay. So let's clean up here a little bit. So, like I said, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Stephanie Stevens Show and Pronoun TV. We are now going to try this chicken parmesan made with chicken thighs with the bone in and American sliced cheese, McCain fries. We're going to see how all this tastes. And I saw this recipe on YouTube, so we're going to see how it all pans out. So just give me a couple minutes and we're going to get that taste test going for you. Always wash your hands a lot when you're in the kitchen. It just makes things a lot easier for you, and it's better that way. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Stephanie Stevens Show. I hope, I'm learning, like I said earlier, I'm learning so much from you guys, so thank you. As you know, in the summertime, I'm going to be traveling to a lot of different cities, and I think I'm going to be doing a couple of little television spots, but we'll see. But thank you. Thank you guys so much for supporting me and just, encouraging me to just keep going, because I got my hands in so many pots all over the place, So, but I'm trying to learn and understand how all this works, and I'm actually enjoying this. I'm enjoying it, and it's keeping me sort of sane during this pandemic, during this crazy time that we have here. So thank you guys. So we're gonna let our chicken breast and our McCain fries should be done shortly here. And like I said, thank you guys so much for joining me here on the Stephanie Stevens Show. And they told me to try to keep it under an hour. So we've got about 15 more minutes to go for my cooking show.